3, 2, 1. I got nervous because Corinne always does that. Like I've never been
really?
the one who does it. I was like, wait, how do I count?
First for everybody. Hi, I'm Meredith.
And I'm Sabrina.
And this is Rattled and Shook, a podcast where we tune into scary stories and discuss our deepest, darkest fears, but in a fun way.
Ooh.
And this one's really fun.
Extra fun.
Because we are currently in a haunted hotel room.
The haunted hotel room.
The only one. But yeah, we're in the Reed House.
In Chattanooga, Tennessee.
And we're in room
311.
And this room has like a ton of lore with it. How about you just, for anyone who's not familiar and everyone's familiar, introduce yourself and then kind of lead us into why we're here today.
I feel like this is AA. Hi, I'm Sabrina. I'm Sabrina, and I host the podcast Two Girls, One Ghost, and also Crimes of. And yeah, I'm a ghostaholic. I love ghosts and I love the paranormal. And I was invited by the Reed House Hotel to stay in this haunted room, and I was scared out of my mind to stay by myself. And so I texted Meredith and I was like, hey girl, you up? You up for a ghost adventure? And here we are.
And can confirm that Sabrina is a ghostaholic because she did come with a suitcase of ghost hunting paraphernalia, which I have never seen before. I mean, I've seen it obviously in shows and like.
Right. But this is your firsthand paranormal investigation.
I mean, you saw me like play with the REM pod.
Yeah, no, it's fun. And that's why I feel like as a ghost, like if I were a ghost and I saw that, I'd be like, ooh, I want to touch this.
Yeah, I wanted to touch it, and I'm not even a ghost yet.
So a REM pod is supposed to measure electromagnetic field. So it has these different lights on the top of it, and the colors indicate how close something is. And so it has like an antenna. When all of the colors light up, that means it's like super, super close. And then there's a little light that goes off for like temperature changes.
Is that this one?
Yeah. So that.
Okay, I saw that a lot last night.
And that will like beep. So I brought my witchy equipment.
Now we're in this room and we're with good intention and pure hearts seeking contact
with the other side.
And in particular, there is one ghost that's known to walk these hallowed halls.
Yes. Annalisa Netherly. I think this is the hardest thing about this story. There are no records. There's no definitive, documents that say what happened here. But everyone knows the story. And the hauntings seem to back up the story. So online, there's like a couple iterations. There's some stories that like there was a woman who was a sex worker who was in this room entertaining guests and stuff, and a jilted lover came in and murdered her. There's another iteration of it where, and this is the one that the hotel has told us as well. So I feel like, and we both prefer this story, that her and her husband were taking up residence in room 311 in the Reed House Hotel in the 1920s, 1927 specifically. And her husband traveled a lot for work. And Annalisa found herself a little bit lonely. But this is a hopping hotel where you go down to the lobby in the 1920s. People are mingling, dancing, playing billiards, having cigars.
Yes. And certainly the most exciting place in Chattanooga.
Absolutely.
Like maybe not, because I think they were from Chicago in this iteration of the story. Like maybe not quite Chicago level, but like for Chattanooga, this must have been
This is the social hub.
Yeah.
Even if they weren't staying here, like it became the place for like social, economic, political conversation and like.
And it still gives that vibe. Like it has a very like jazz age.
Gatsby. And yeah, Annalisa would go down to the bar and she would meet men there. And she would bring the men back up here. This is while her husband was out of town. And she would get her needs met. And then as the story goes, her husband did find out about what she was doing. And one evening in 1927, Annalisa was sitting in the bathtub of this very room when her lover husband came into the room with a knife and stabbed her to death. Horrible.
Who knows? I mean, again, like you said, there's no actual record of this because could be many reasons. One, it was the 1920s and it was still very much like husbands are above the law when it comes to things with wives. Two, this was out of towners. They weren't from here. There was no family to cause a fuss.
Yeah.
Who knows what like cover up stories were said.
Right. And also it's like, you know, this hotel cared a lot about its reputation. Of course, it's the 1920s. It's like the place to be in Chattanooga. They might have made a deal with the police. Like, let's keep this out of the press, like deal with this very quietly. And so it didn't become a really publicized story, which might be why we don't have the records. But either way, this room is haunted.
The book got lost. There was like a, right?
That is true.
Mm-hmm.
In 1994, the log of the Reed House Hotel, which dated back to like the Civil War, apparently went missing, and it just vanished, and no one knows where it is.
And also, I had this thought yesterday. I was like, what if they use pseudonyms? You know, when they checked in,
That's
like
true.
especially if the sex worker theory is true. It's
right.
like maybe that's why there's no record.
Yeah, you didn't have documentation like the same way we do.
Right. It wasn't like they had a photo proof of their IDs.
Also, back then, you would like literally just write your name on the log.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
they're not putting you into a website.
I can buy why there wouldn't be a firm track record.
Yeah.
And then it's like passed down by word of mouth.
But there's also someone else who stayed in this room.
Al Capone.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
It is crazy. So there's this room. I mean, this hotel in general has seen so much history, and we're not going to get into it a ton, but like Chattanooga itself like has a history of like the Cherokee people, the Trail of Tears, Civil War. Like it's also in Appalachia. There's so much that primes the land to be haunted already, plus the amount of antiques in here. With all of that, people experience a lot of hauntings in this room that people do associate with Annalisa Netherly specifically. Like people will be sleeping and they'll hear the water in the bathroom turn on. People will be getting ready in the bathroom and they see something behind them in a mirror that looks like a woman, but of course they turn around and no one's there. And so we were like, we're gonna stay and do our own little investigation.
Mm-hmm. And now we're gonna talk about what we have experienced so far, which honestly, I'm really glad, Sabrina, that you're here for this because I don't know the proper terminology.
I don't either. I mean, that's the beauty of paranormal investigating. It's kind of like there's DIY. It is DIY, and then it's also the paranormal is so hypothetical. Like we don't have hard answers. Mm-hmm. So whatever we experience and feel like we experienced is up for our own interpretation. So last night we came into the room, and I always like to start with intention setting. I think it's important to like anytime you open yourself up to something that we don't know, it's good to set boundaries and just be like, hey, we would love to talk to you and get to know you, but I don't welcome anything negative or of ill intent. Like we set boundaries saying whether or not we were welcoming touch, physical touch. Right. Meredith's toes were very off limits.
Sabrina immediately goes into like, all right, I'm okay with being touched. Meanwhile, I'm sitting next to you going, oh, okay, this is how this goes. And so the first thing that comes to my mind is, yeah, I guess I'm okay being touched. No toes.
And not my toes.
And it's not because I'm actually bothered by like humans touching my toes. Mm-hmm. I love a pedicure. Yeah. It's the fact that I was like, oh, I think I have this thing in my head where I'm like a ghost touching your feet from the end of the bed.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair, especially while sleeping in the bed.
Yeah, maybe I should have specified, don't touch my toes while I'm asleep, but you can touch my toes right now.
Yeah. We'll set another intention tonight when we go to bed.
Yeah.
But yeah, we lit a candle and then put the REM pod in the bathroom, and then I set up GhostTube, which is an app that you can use on your phone. I've used it in so many investigations, and I've been telling you this, like every investigation I've done, even if I open the app in my apartment, like the communication's different depending on where you are, but there's always something, especially when I like engage with the spirit realm. If I'm like, hey, I'm opening up communication, I want to speak to whoever's here, I've always gotten at least something. Last night we got literally nothing on GhostTube.
Which is crazy because I don't know I've never used it, but everything I've seen so far suggests that it's often pretty chatty.
Yeah.
So I kind of got creeped out by the lack.
Right.
The lack of communication. It kind of felt a little eerie.
And also it's weird because we did have the flame, and it felt like that was like the biggest form of communication we did have. Like anytime it either agreed with something we were saying, the flame would like rise, or we started asking yes or no questions, and like there was some interaction there.
Yeah, and to make sure we note this, we did turn off all the fans before we started. So it wasn't from draft.
No. And of course there's always room for error or like human interference, but I do feel like maybe the GhostTube was just not their preferred method of communication, and they're like, let's ignore that.
It's very app based.
Yeah.
Everything else is a little bit more
physical.
All so interesting to me as a complete newbie to it. I was just watching you set things up and I was like, what's that going to do? Wow, what's this one? Like, because when you use what's the radio? Spirit box, you go through AM.
Yeah. So that's like a sweeping radio.
S-box. Scanning.
The idea is that it sweeps through the radio at like a really fast rate so that you can't decipher anything that's really being said. But sometimes, occasionally, one word or two words will become very clear and come through. And the belief is that you can use that and that spirits can use it to manipulate and share words to have conversations with you.
Because airwaves.
Exactly. Yeah. And like radio frequency and whatnot. And even that was really quiet, which I admit I am so bad at deciphering. Like, I'm not good at spirit box. It's not my preferred method of communication because I'm not good at it. But even still, like, it's been a lot more vocal than it was last night. Like, where it was like, oh, I can tell something is being said, but I can't really decipher it. Whereas last night, maybe one or two things came through.
But I think the thing, besides the candle, which when we were talking, the candle seemed to kind of flare up when we were mostly just chit-chatting.
Right.
And kind of like being girls. And I think that if there is a spirit here and Annalisa's here, I have a feeling I'm not surprised that like couples that stay in this room often don't end up staying the full night, which is what the desk told us.
Yeah.
But we, as a couple of girls that are just like hanging out, it's like maybe she likes that energy. You know?
I think so too. I would want that, especially given if the story is true and her jilted lover murdered her. Like, yeah, I wouldn't be pro relationships. I would be pulling the man's toes for sure at night.
Yeah. And then there was one time when we were talking on the couch in this room, and in the other room, the REM pod went off, and my heart like skipped a beat. My heart skipped a beat.
Because it's also loud. It's like a high-pitched beep.
It wasn't going off before, and I was thinking, oh, the ghost tube's silent, and the REM pod's silent, and I guess it's all good, and we're just gonna be in this peaceful room. And then, I'm sure you didn't get alarmed because you have more experience.
No, but it's always exciting. It's always so exciting.
Yeah,
like that's the fun thing about paranormal investigation. It's like it brings me back to, and I was such a scaredy cat growing up. Like I never would have done a Ouija board and stuff because I was just too afraid. But it's like that slumber party, like telling ghost stories, like just like thrill.
And everything in here is an antique, and it's not necessarily original to the original room when Annalisa would have been here, but it is all antique, and like it definitely gives a vibe.
Yeah, so it's got like a very old-timey historic vibe. And that's what we were talking about last night, is like on top of this room being closed off majority of the time, like guests don't stay here often. It's available like the Friday the 13th, and then you were saying like weekends in October. I would think that maybe the spirit then doesn't spend all their time here. And then even if there are spirits here, who's to say it's just Annalisa? Like, we're surrounded by all these antiques and vintage items that came from who knows where. Do they have energy attached to them that's unrelated to Annalisa? So there's so much going on in here that, again, going back to like the paranormal is all being like hypothetical. Like anything could be real in here.
Anything is possible.
Anything is possible.
So yeah, you can stay where we are right now. Friday the 13th is the next one coming up.
There's February, March, and November, Friday the 13th in 2026. 3 of them.
Crazy.
How cool.
Is that like
I feel like that's rare.
And then even otherwise, it's a cool hotel with an old-timey vibe.
Beautiful hotel. Yeah. The Reed House Hotel in Chattanooga.
I do have a question for you.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on sleeping with the light on?
Absolutely.
Okay, great. I was so afraid that you were going to say, no,
No, absolutely.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
All right. Because we are going to be here tonight.
Yeah.
And you're like, I used to be a scaredy cat. I was thinking, I am a scaredy cat.
I literally asked you to come join me because I couldn't be here by myself. So I'm still a scaredy cat.
Okay, good. As long as you like to have the light on, okay, I'm good.
Absolutely.
Amazing.
Absolutely.
Phew.
Hello to the spirits in this room or in this hotel. We'll introduce ourselves, but then also just want to set like very clear boundaries and let you know that we respect you and that we hope you will then respect us. Basically, we are surrounded by love and light. Nothing of ill intent or with negative energy is allowed to harm us, hurt us, touch us. But if you have positive energy and you just want to communicate simply, you are welcome to. I'm okay being touched. Gently.
Okay.
Are you?
I didn't consider it. And you know what? I'll say if it's positive, gently, okay.
No scratching, biting.
No, and no toes.
Oh, toes are off limits.
I don't want toes for me.
Okay, Meredith's toes are off limits.
No toes.
We have a couple of tools that you can use to communicate with us. The first being GhostTube, which is an app that you can use to communicate words to us. We also have this candle if you want to impact the flame at all, rise it, make it go lower. You can do that. Ooh.
Okay.
Is that you, Annalisa? Great. Wow. Hello.
Hello. The tour guide told me that the couple that stayed here last really felt like they had some experiences. Oh. And they stayed in October.
What did they experience?
He didn't go into specificity, but I think they asked to change rooms. That was the last couple that stayed Halloween weekend.
The flame. Was that you, Annalisa?
I am surprised there's been no words.
I know. Like, truly, that never happened.
That's kind of weird.
I know. And even the REM pod's not going off.
Wow.
Did we set too strong of boundaries?
You can touch my toes. I take it back.
She was like, God damn, I wanted Meredith.
I take it back. You can touch my toes.
Do you want us to come into the bathroom? I feel like that's a yes. I am really sorry that this is where your life was taken.
What an asshole.
Literally, what an asshole.
I mean, such an understatement.
What's his name? That's the one thing that pisses me off, is that we don't know his name.
Oh, really? Yeah, it's just Mr. Netherly.
Yeah. Do you want us to fight him? I am like very surprised at how quiet GhostTube is. I've literally never had it say absolutely nothing. I very much believe I have my own like spirit people around me. There was one time where I was in my apartment and I just turned it on and I like very quietly just like sat with it on, like not saying anything to it or to the spirits, and like asked for my grandmother specifically. And I was wearing her necklace and it literally said necklace. And I was wearing my grandmother's necklace.
That's crazy.
But it said nothing else otherwise. Even when it's a quiet place otherwise, when I'm interacting, like someone usually says something.
Yeah. Maybe it's just a chill night.
It might be.
Might just be a chill night.
They're like, we know you had a long day. It's a Monday. We'll leave the REM pod in here. So if you do want us to come back.
Oh.
Of course. The second we leave.
I think it was literally the pressure of everything. Oh my God. The second I bring in the camera.
Tomorrow we'll come back and we have some face masks and we'll just hang out. We'll order room service. Do you want room service?
She's like, I can't partake.
Vengeful. I can't get through.
Maybe that's why it was so quiet.
Anne.
Annalisa. Are you okay, Annalisa? We did hear...
You can't understand.
Oh. Meredith talked to someone about the previous guests who stayed here.
And they didn't last the night in the room. I mean, my theory is because it's a man and a woman couple, and the story of this room is that Annalisa was murdered by a lover that she jilted, or that was the perceived event.
Yeah.
Male.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully you can use the energy from the candle and also the energy from electronics and the space generally to communicate with us, if that's what you so desire.
Not here.
Do you want to go to the bathroom?
Kitchen.
Kitchen. There is no kitchen.
Turn it off.
Do you want us to turn GhostTube off? The REM pod's going off in the bathroom. Should we move to the bathroom?
Maybe she doesn't like the REM pod. That's what she wants us to turn off.
Okay, I'm gonna move my computer.
Yes.
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 All right, we're moving.
Maybe the room had small kitchens back in the day. Didn't she live here?
One of the stories is, yeah, they had an extended stay here. So it's possible.
And someone brought up a good point, like, how does Annalisa feel?
Brandy.
Brandy. We were asking what
We
her
asked her
favorite
what her
drink
favorite drink
was.
and that lines up with the 20s.
Would you like a glass of brandy? We'll get one when we go down to the bar.
We should bring it.
I don't even know if I've ever had brandy.
I like brandy.
Do you?
I like brandy.
Do you feel stuck here? Is there something we can do to help you?
Beer.
Beer and brandy.
Girl wants to drink. Right. No one's bringing her booze.
Hi, Annalisa. You asked for 2 things earlier. You said brandy and beer. So here's your brandy. Here is your beer. Cheers.
We cheers each other. And we cheers you.
Annalisa. You want us to bring your drinks over here, or are they good over by the bathroom? Or if you don't
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Whatever.
We'll get them. Should we put them here, maybe?
Yeah. Is that a good place for you?
Cupboard.
Cupboard.
Oh, on the cupboard.
Yeah. I'm putting together that, like, shoot a little particular. Yeah.
I want Annalisa to just enjoy herself and enjoy the afterlife. That's why we're going to watch Heated Rivalry tonight.
Where are you?
Episode 1. What should I do? Should I just, like, eat it from the box thing?
Yeah.
Keep recording.
We'll keep recording. We can do that. Do you want to watch Heated Rivalry?
I do.
It's a really good show.
Beer.
Cheers.
He's not here.
No, they're not here.
Who is that?
I think that's Shane. And then Ilya's the Russian one. I mean, I know you lived in the 1920s, but this is a gay couple and it's very sexy.
Book.
It is based on a book.
Did.
He did just do that.
Pleased.
Okay, Annalisa, watch this scene. We got some cute butts.
Horror.
The horror. Horror.
Or just say horror.
It could be. Sorry.
Friend.
Yes.
We're friends.
When did it happen?
Right now. Yeah, it came out a couple months ago.
I don't understand.
It's not a documentary.
It's fiction.
Fiction.
Did you ever go to like the silent movies or the talkies?
I don't like it. Go slowly.
He's going too fast.
Let me.